Let's step over now into a little bit of psychology. And then we'll delve deeper into the metaphysics. A little bit of hip-hop psychology. What does it mean to be a hip-hopper? How do you think? What do you do? What do you talk like? What is your reality? Well, in the early days, coming off of history, in the early days, now mind this, I don't know how other cultures may have come into existence, but take a look at how ours comes into existence. We are born, people like me, I was born 1965. That's when I was born. Most of hip-hop's originators are born from 1960 on. We were young kids when people like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers, Stokely Carmichael, when these people and the movements that surrounded them were more active and more aggressive than today. We were young. Now, we grew up in a time where our parents were being assassinated. Imagine this. We don't have much of this today. The drama today is war, police brutality like you see it on TV, a Rodney King incident. That's about the stress, the major stress of the society. That's the major stress. Back in the 70s, the major stress was, first of all, you could walk down the street and see heroin addicts nodding in the middle of the street. In the middle of the street. Imagine the police driving by, know you on heroin, and you nodding them, and they just driving by like this is a regular thing. Like this is the way it's supposed to be in your hood. This is it. And they driving by, and actually people trying to go to work and go to school, cops are harassing them. This is what we grow up in. This is what we growing up in. I'm on my way trying to get a job, trying to do something with my life, and these cops is eyeing me. Why? Because I'm not in a gang. If I was in a gang, I'd be down with them. We grew up in that. Hip-hop is not just the arts. There is a consciousness that creates the art. Why does the art even need to exist? Why do I even need to MC? I need to MC because the society in which I am ignores my existence. I didn't just wake up in the morning and want to MC. I was hit with something. I'm in an environment. I'm being affected by my environment. I'm moving around. This thing is squeezing me, moving me, stopping me, pushing me. This is my environment. So what happens in my environment? I say, hey, I exist. And the mainstream says, no, you don't. You don't exist. The way you dress, you ain't getting nothing here. The way you talk, you ain't getting nothing here. The way you look, you ain't getting nothing here. Do it our way or die. And that's the truth. That's why we were called Generation X. Imagine your whole generation. Imagine sociologists Xing your entire generation. I mean, this was real for us. X, they call us Generation X. Like, we don't know what's going to become of y'all. Everything was so crazy and corrupt, nothing could come from us. Many of our kind of people, and not just black people, everybody who felt that vibe in the 70s, who wanted to be a graffiti writer, b-boy, DJ, MC, everybody felt the vibe, everybody. But here's what happened. First, the first wave of people, they say, I feel like an MC, I love MCing. No, I could never do it though, you know what I'm saying? Not me, that's not for me. Let me stay in line and shut up. Then there's another line of people who say, yo, I think I could do this. This hip hop, yo, this is God, this is, now mind you, no TV, no radio, no nothing. We're at the very beginning of hip hop. It's only done in the park, and there's only like 3 people who could rhyme in the entire world. Seriously, it's only like 3 people, like Kaz, Busy Bee, Melly Mel. That's like it. And you would go to their jams or get their tapes and hear, Yes, yes, y'all. You don't, and then you say the same thing. Yes, yes, y'all. Oh man, I want to do that. I want to be that. What happens? You come home. I want to be that. Your parents say, no, you're not. No FBI, no CIA, no crooked cop, no gang on the corner. Your mother, your father not believing in you. Turn that noise off. That was the second wave. Millions, or should I say thousands of people felt the hip hop bug, felt it in the early 70s, say, I got this, got their dreams shot up by the family. No, you ain't doing that here. That ain't what black folk do. That's not what I worked hard for you to do, son, daughter. That's not what you're breaking my turntable. You're scratching my records. That's not the type of art I want to see on my walls. That killing it. That's them, they gone. Third wave of people. That's my crew. Hey, man, I think I can really do this. You ain't doing it here in this house. Okay, so then I'm out. Goodbye. Because I'm doing this. And this is where we get into the psychology of hip hop, which has also become our detriment in our older age. We have a tough time with authority. And in our older age, we kind of need it, but we weren't born of it. The dilemma. It was me saying to myself in 1979, well, say about 1980, I said, you know what, I'm leaving home. I was about 15, 16 years old. So I'm leaving. I'm an MC. Now, mind you, my mother, I love her to death even to this day. But when I was 15, I was a truant. I'm running around the street. I'm, of course, single mother. My mother. I was raised by a single mother. You know, she's stressing, got precious, trying to raise two boys in the 70s in Brooklyn and Bronx. It was rough. We were stupid, young, rebellious, didn't know nothing, didn't want to hear nothing. And so I'm running around. And finally, I said, I'm going to be an MC. And now, mind you, my mother, when I was very young, put certain things in us, like creative visualization. My mother used to always tell us, visualize, see yourself where you want to be. You could do anything. My mother used to talk like this to us all the time. You could do anything you want. Just see yourself doing it. Well, when I reached 15, I saw myself as an MC. My mother said, that's not what I saw for you. I said, well, this is what I see for me. Boom, make a long story short, I'm in the street. Let me stop right here and point out the psychology of hip hop. Do you have the courage to be you? That's the psychology. There are consequences to being the real you. That's why nobody's being real. Everybody got a mask on. Why? So they can protect themselves. But if you ever could be the real you, like say, really, if I could really be me, I'm going to lose my job. The real me is going to get fired. So I'm not going to be the real me because I want the job. The real me, going to get kicked out of school. No question about it. If I tell this professor right now what I really think, nope, let me keep my mouth shut, trying to get this class done. Keep it moving. You know, I could really move forward if I really wasn't with this group of people. But this group of people here, I don't know, for some reason I want to be associated with them. So let me put the mask on so I could be with them. We're not being ourselves. This is what caused hip-hop. I'm going to be me no matter what. And what is no matter what? No matter what may mean prison time. No matter what may mean for me, homelessness for 5 years. Sleeping in the street in the parks. 5 years. That's my story. To be an MC. People look at me now, 20 years later, 20 gold, platinum plaques, been all over the place. Yeah. Starting in 1986. I'm coming up on the 20-year anniversary. 86 to 2006, Boogie Down Productions. 20 years we've been doing this. And everyone only sees those 20 years. But what about the year just before 86, 85, when I was broke, homeless, nothing, cheek on the street, 1985? That's when you really got to be real with what I'm saying to you right now, not after you get the platinum plaque. It don't happen like that. It's before all of that. You have to prove yourself worthy of your own dreams. Are you courageous enough to fulfill your own purpose? People always say, get a purpose. Yo, you got to fulfill your purpose. Know your purpose. Yo, get with your purpose. But no one ever discusses the fact that when you meet your real purpose, like when you finally come to grips with what you're supposed to be doing here, it's going to break you. It's not no happy thing. It's going to break you because you're trapped in it. It's your purpose. So why do I bring this out? Do you have the courage to fulfill your own purpose? Now, of course, I think I'm the greatest MC of all time. Thank you. But in truth, there may be thousands that are better than me. Why am I KRS? Has nothing to do with the lyric. Has nothing to do with the skill. It has to do with the belief. I believe I'm who I tell you I am. That's what causes it. That starts it right there. And to give you a little more, just some math on it, my man gave me a compliment here. That's how you start. I say, yo, I believe I'm the greatest MC in the world. And then it's your man next to you. This is hip hop that says, yup. Now imagine both of y'all can have 2 cents in your pocket. You could walk down the street with 2 cents in your pocket. If one person says, I'm him, and another person verifies that, y'all both gonna have $20 in your pocket by the end of the day, $200 by the end of the week, $2,000 by the end of the month. The power of putting wealth and value to your own friends, this causes hip hop. This causes it. Like, this is the cause of it. Before you start rhyming, before anything, just, I'm him or I'm her. You walk up to a woman and say, what's your name? Jane. Jane ain't going nowhere. Walk up to somebody imbued with hip hop. What's your name? Super Jane Ski. I gets down like this and that and the other. I've been over here, over there, and with a loud voice, with a big voice. I'm Super Jane Ski. A lot of people can't do that. They can't do that. And they can't do it because, one, where the society says, be humble. Be humble, chill. Don't talk about yourself. That's bad. I don't know how many of you are on the internet, but KRS-One, maybe you should do some reading. I'm always called arrogant, egotistical, controversial, contradictory. I could go on for days with the list of criticisms that I get on a daily basis as to my character and attitude. But why do I stand here with a smile on my face? Because when someone says, man, you think you all that, I go, well, you're right. I do. And if it offends you, I'm sorry. I'll try not to say too much to you. You know, it's all good. But that's by no means am I going to say, oh, no, I'm not really all that. You are. Oh, no, that's not really going to happen in my life. That's the hip hop that I don't see us dealing with today. Have some wherewithal with yourself. You're not no average person. If you average, then accept it. Like a lot of people do. I am average. I'm just Jane. What's your name, Jane? That's it. That's it. Ain't nothing to me. There ain't nothing. I'm not. And where does it start? It starts with you. There's nobody that can tell you you're you. So if you don't have the courage to be you, there's no you. You got to have courage to be you. So now, let's move forward. This is the psychology, just stopping here with psychology. What does a hip-hopper think like? Like, what is it that causes the hip-hopper attitude in the realms of psychology or psychoanalytically looking at it? Ugh. I'm going to be me no matter what. You know, you guys could try this exercise when you get home. The person you really don't like, tell them. Right now, some of you in this room may be holding something inside saying, man, I got to work with this person. I don't even like this person. This person got it in for me. Man, you know, but you're keeping your mouth shut about it. You're trying to be big about it. You're trying to be humble. You're trying to go your own way. Sometimes people need to get knocked out. Knocked out. Not just physically, but let's include that too, but also verbally. The next time somebody jumps up in your face and say, listen, I don't like that. I guarantee it'll never happen again. They could curse you out. So you ain't shit. Oh, man, you. But it'll never happen again. I guarantee you 2 weeks later, the person will come back and say, man, I really respected that. And now that I know how you really feel, you know, but until you step up and say, look, the shirt you got on, I don't really like the colors. They may say, man, get out of here. This ain't got nothing to do with you. I bought this shirt. But they know. I bet you the next day they see you, they won't wear it. This is how you move people and reality around, by being firm about what you want. But there's consequences to that. To stand on what you want, some people are going to fall to the wayside. Some people can't give you what you want. Some people don't want to give you what you want. They're going to all fall. Now you have to decide, and these are real decisions. I'm going over them briefly, but these are real. When you really begin to contemplate how you're going to move forward and be successful in life, at least with this particular mindset, how am I really going to be successful in life? How am I really going to do it? When you really think about it, you are already successful. You're just in your own way. If you just left yourself alone, you would arrive exactly where you want to be. Exactly where your mind tells you to go, you would be right there. But what do? We know what we want to do. We know where we want to go. We can see it, we can taste it, but we don't go. And why we don't go? Because of this one thing. We're afraid to be ourselves. We can't get there because the real us is somewhere else, but this other us is here on earth. Dealing with people, turning our light down, turning our light back up, hiding ourselves, moving around, just so we could survive and have some peace. Well, I tell you, after this lecture, strategically put some names in a hat of people you just don't like. And put some names in a hat of people you do like. The other side, it works the other way as well. You know, somebody you really like, say, man, listen, I really appreciate you. You know, you did that the other day. Man, that was really hard. I just want to say that. You'll feel good. That person will feel good. And guarantee you, they'll do it again. Just like right now, just spontaneously. You know, I think I'm the greatest MC in the world. Oh, I think so too. That thing, that math. That math, 1 + 1 equals more than what me and him had. This is the psychology. I'm going to be me. Courageously. Let's move to the spirit. Having seen where we come from historically, having seen how that history creates a certain mental paradigm, a kind of view to the world. This is where our experience is. This is where we come from. We don't know about everybody else's experience, but this is what we were up against. And after 30 years now, we thought this way. We built ourselves this way. Now we're older. Now we've lived now. We had the Mercedes-Benz. Now we crashed it. We had the gold and the platinum. It got popped off the neck. I had to put it in the pawn shop. We already had the house. It burnt down. Cost too much. The house is cool, but the lawn needs fixing. The lawn in the house is good, but the pool is broke. Once you get all of these material items, you begin to see how much of a burden they really are. But one thing in the defense of materialism in defense of materialism in hip hop. You will never know that until you get the Benz. You will never be at the level, at least I'm at, where I've had several Mercedes, Bentleys. I mean, you get, after a while, it's like, wow, I feel more comfortable just jumping in the back of a cab these days. It's like, because we've been through the limo and the stretched Benz and the Benz and come on, after a while of going to Midas and getting your mufflers checked and all of this stuff, you're like, you know what, all these cars really don't make no sense to me, really. I just need something now more practical. Yes. Good, count me down. And matter of fact, you know what, give me no, it's right here, no question. Good looking. Count me down, 20 minutes. I mean, after you get the house, you get the car, you get the jewels, you know, whether you're a guy, girl, you get the R&Bs. All your life you wanted to be with him. Now you got him. Y'all have to tell you women what's up. You know, it looks good in the store, and then you get it home, and it's something else. You know what I'm saying? But the point of the matter is the novelty eventually wears off. And after you've gotten all of this stuff that the world has to offer, and understand what I'm saying, after you've gotten it, this is not a denial of it. This is after you've gotten, I'm just speeding up the process a little bit for you here. Once you got the Benz and you in it and you chilling, now you got to upkeep it, keep it together, this kind of thing. And you start to feel like, well, you know, I just need something more practical. Now you move into the spirit. Now the world no longer satisfies you. And this is when you know you are in the spirit now. You know not by your actions and your deeds. We'll get to that later. Yes, that's a major part of spiritual living, how you act and your character. But your own test, your own measurement, your own litmus test is simply this. Are you satisfied with God? That's it. Are you satisfied with God? If you know, what is your ultimate satisfaction? What is it? What is it that you are content with? When you get it, what will make you content? And you will know you are on the right path if the answer to that seriously in your heart, the mouth, yeah, God is not, that means not in your heart, and only you can answer this question. Your mouth can't even answer this question. Your heart is what answers the question. When God is enough, you are in spirit. Miracles start working right then and there. I'm going to show you about my life. My life is one big miracle. I know there are atheists, and I do talk to atheists often. I love talking to atheists. As a philosopher, I mean, if you get a real atheist, somebody up on their game, you better be tight with your faith, because you don't want to have that conversation. Not at all. You really don't. But I love it because I invite that. I want to know. I want truth. But the point of the matter is, and I'll get off I was going to say something else, but I only got 20 minutes. I'll move on. Basically, when God is enough for you, you've put your foot on the spiritual path. You've just begun. You just started. When God is enough, that's it. As long as I know I'm walking with God, anything can happen. I could be in the street. I can be in jail. I could be at a hospital. I could be in college. I can be anywhere I want to be, good, evil, bad, indifferent, whatever. I am always content. Why? Because I'm walking with my contentment. My contentment is not of this world. Nothing of this world makes me content. I'm not satisfied with nothing in this world. Nothing in this world satisfies me. Nothing. The only thing that satisfies me is God. Now, you got to be real with that. And look, I'm using myself as an example. In 1997, I had the #2 pop record in the world. It was called Step Into a World. And I put it out on this album called I Got Next. And I Got Next was originally supposed to be called Just to Prove a Point. which I wind up writing that song anyway and putting it on the album. It was a rock song. But I was going to name the album Just to Prove a Point. And this is the point I'm going to prove to you right now. We're going to get a little deeper into the spirit. Once you've given up the world, and so you know that you've heard this, you know this already. You've heard that the spiritual path and the world don't mix. You know that instinctively you say, well, you know, if you're driving a Bentley and you got the platinum, I can't really feel you as a truly spiritual person with a diamond-studded Rolex watch on. I just don't get it. And it's weird because why can't a spiritual man who's been blessed by God wear with the blessings of his or her God? What's the problem? Well, the problem is your conscience doesn't like it. That's the problem. Your inner spirit says, no, that just doesn't sit right. All the logic in the world is cool, but the spirit, this thing inside, don't talk, ain't got no, I don't like it. And why you don't like it? Because you're not supposed to be satisfied with a diamond-studded Rolex watch. If somebody gives that to you, sport it with pride. Oh, I just got a house on my arm. Yo, this is hot. But if at the very moment you say that, somebody snatch it off your arm and run up the block. What you gonna do? That's when you get tested. That's when, and a lot of times God gives us these tests. Here, take this. You like that? Yeah. Now let me take it back and see where is your contentment? Was it in the item or is it in the power that provided the item? Go deep into the spirit. Here's some exercises. First of all, my wife, Simone, is a spiritual acronologist. I just want to bring that up to you because I'm imbued with much of her writing, and I want to share one piece of it with you now. That's why I'm thinking of this. She takes certain words and puts them to acronym, but specifically dealing with the spiritual nature of words, sort of like spiritual etymology in a way, like taking words and breaking them down to find the more spiritual meaning behind them. Anyway, one acronym I want you to keep your mind on is the acronym for spirit. Spirit. Because I just want to talk about that real quick. It's Easter Sunday. And I want to end on this note here. Spirit. Something pressing inside revealing its truth. Try to remember that. Something pressing inside, revealing its truth. There's something you have inside that's revealing its truth to you, and its truth is your purpose. This is what your spirit is. We as hip-hoppers have to rise above the idea that spirit is an abstract, invisible, somewhere else thing. It can't. And as a matter of fact, if you're a DJ, an MC, B-boy, graph writer, you can't think like this because a hip-hop career can only be caused by a supernatural act. That's just the truth. You can ask anybody in the history of hip-hop, when they break it down, how your career start? They're going to say, I don't know. Ain't nobody who really got what they got going to tell you, I read this book, it said A, step here, B, step there, C, there, and my career was made. If you do the same thing, you could have the same results. Hip-hop don't work like that. To have a successful hip-hop career, you have to cause a supernatural act. You have to. A lot of rappers don't want to face up to it, but they know. All they went to do is go get a drink at the bar. Right place, right time. Unexplainable situation. Somehow you talking to your next record deal. But you got to be able to cause these things. You can't just stumble upon them and say, oh, I'm in a blessed situation, but I'm unprepared. That's like money falling from heaven and you got no basket. It's like, no matter how much you can grab your little hand, where's your basket? The Spirit. Let's go deep in this. Let's get a little deeper. I'm going to end on this. Where's Zen at? Am I? Okay, good. Oh, that's good. Thank you. The Spirit. Here are some cutting edge exercises. The Spirit is not abstract. It is real. Where is the Spirit? Let's go right here. Number one. These are some ancient techniques too. They work. They work for me for 20 years. Number one. Understand that you are inhaling and exhaling God. This is number one. Number one. God is not an image in your mind somewhere. This is God. All of this. We are swimming in it, working in it, talking in it. This is it. We are inhaling and exhaling God itself. If I was to cover my mouth and ears and deny myself this substance, the first thing I lose is consciousness. My heart don't stop. My brain don't stop. The body don't stop. The first thing that goes is my awareness. So where am I really? Am I in the body or am I constantly drawing? Or is the body constantly drawing me into it? If I stop sucking this thing in, I have no thought. I have no consciousness. This body goes limp. So where am I? I'm not here. This is not where I am. Let me even go further. Stop here. Number one, God, you are inhaling and exhaling God. Take this word, for instance. I was going to give you another exercise with these. Maybe I can get to it later. But I could use this right now. This word says hip hop. By the way, this is the correct spelling of hip hop. This is incorrect. You don't spell the name of our culture with lowercase letters. And on top of that, hip hop is a proper noun. It's a specific thing. It shocks me when people like these people with degrees in literature and English still spelling our culture with a small h. It's blatant disrespect, but I'm not here to talk about that right now. This is the correct spelling of hip hop, the traditional spelling at least. Hip hop. Now here's what we're going to do. We're talking about where is the Spirit. Remember, you are inhaling and exhaling God. And also remember that when you're with your grandmother or your grandfather or your mother or father, someone you respect, there's a certain way you go around that person. You don't speak a certain way around your grandmother. Your grandfather, you don't do certain stuff around your parents. Certain things you be like, Ma, go ahead. I want to be alone right now. We should look at God the same way. That God is closer to you than you are to yourself. When we are walking, we should always be walking with the acknowledgement that we are walking with God. For some reason, we think we could do our little dirt and no one sees it. This is the real symbol behind the all-seeing eye of Horus. It's on the dollar bill above the pyramid. The unfinished pyramid symbolizing society and humanity. The finishing of the unfinished work with the eye at the top. The all-seeing eye of Horus. Well, that all-seeing eye is also the all-seeing eye of God. God is always watching, always looking. And when you really acknowledge that God is looking at you, you act different. It ain't got nothing to do with obeying the 10 Commandments or being righteous or this. It's just there's a real God looking at me. Let me act a certain way. I just can't. I can't even act how I would act. That real acknowledgement transforms your character when you take God seriously. Yo, God is really here with me. But now let's go deeper. Let's say this word here in our minds. Let's say this word here, hip hop. Let's not say it out loud. We're going to do an exercise. On the count of 3, we're going to say this to ourselves. 1, 2, 3. Are some still reading? Okay. You just spoke. You just spoke. And you didn't use your mouth to do it. You just said this. Where is that voice? Where is that voice? Where is the voice that just said this and didn't use the mouth? You just spoke. You said, matter of fact, let's do it again. On the count of 3, let's do it one more time. Let's say this to ourselves. Don't use your mouth. 1, 2, 3. You just spoke. You didn't need the body. You didn't need mouth, tongue, lungs, nothing. But you spoke. To go even deeper, you heard yourself speaking. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Look at this. Look at this. Because when you really realize this, your mind will expand immediately. And that's why I'm giving it to you right now. These are the ancient techniques. What just spoke? What was that? It wasn't this. On top of that, if this doesn't speak, if this mouth and tongue doesn't speak, how did I hear it? Hearing is a matter of vibrating real stuff in your ear. But there was no sound vibration, but you heard yourself say hip hop. If you close your eyes, you can see this better. If you close your eyes, you can take this, hip hop, and you can see it in all kinds of ways. You can see it in the past, the present, and the future at will. Yep. Got you. Count me down. Without using these eyes, you can see that. What vision is that? Where are those eyes? You just spoke this without using the mouth. Well, where's that other mouth then? You heard yourself speak. Where's those other ears? There's another you. There's another you that's active and doing stuff and hearing stuff, but for some reason it believes it is only the flesh. It believes the only way it can speak is through the mouth, when clearly it's speaking all the time, seeing, hearing all the time, but it might have forgotten itself. Why is this important? Well, in 1985, when I was homeless, I knew this technique. And I would sit on the bench, and I would become the real me, which is KRS-One. And of course, everyone would say, man, go get a job, man. You stupid. You chasing a dream. Oh, man, where your family at, man? Yo, man, I'm going to work. What you doing? I used to always say, yo, I'm KRS-One. And in a few more years, yo, we going to be touring. We going to be doing. It's the biggest joke right now. If you guys knew my family and my friends that knew me, when they break down in tears. If you say, could you tell me about KRS in 1985? They'll be like, Why? Because I told all of them. See, and this is what you got to do. Don't just let it happen to you. Be like Muhammad Ali. Say, I'm going to kick your ass in the third round. And then the third round come around and you're on the floor. That's it. I said to them in 1985, I already see myself in 2005. In fact, my year was 95. I used to do 10-year visualizations. I see myself already in 1995. I'm already on tour. I'm already doing this. And they used to laugh at me. They used to laugh, your friends. But I stayed to the vision. And why? Because the brain is trapped in the body, but the mind is in your environment. The brain and the mind are two different things. Stop using your brain. Start using your mind. Your mind can go from the past, present, future. It will. Woo, 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 woo. You can create yourself with your mind. In fact, that's all you are, a creation of your mind. What you believe you are is what you have become. Change the story about yourself and you change your life. This is the origin of hip hop. We changed the story. We had nothing in our pocket, but we said, I got a Lincoln Continental and a sunroof Cadillac. We didn't have none of that. After school, I take a dip in the pool, which is really off the wall. I got a color TV so I can see the Knicks play basketball. The Sugar Hill Gang, when they wrote that, was riding the train up and down in the Bronx. Had nothing. This caused hip hop. Even though we're broke, we're poor, we're broken. We're not even in 1985 or 75. We're in 2005 here. We already see ourselves victorious and successful. Here's the last technique. Remember, before you go to bed every night, you can use any word. I give you hip hop. Use your own name. Say it to yourself. Talk to yourself. Talk. Don't close your mouth, close your eyes, close your ears, and find out who that person is here. They got another ear, another mouth, and another eye. Can see another thing, hear something else. Matter of fact, you can hear thought. Woo! See, I don't know if y'all really know, but for metaphysicians like me, we sit around and think about stuff like this all the time. How can you hear thought if it is not real? You can hear a thing that is supposed to be non-physical. You can hear it. And that means if you can hear the non-physical, you have contact to it. Bring it into existence. Last technique. Last technique. Number one, for the last technique. The two most important documents or books that every hip-hopper should have, or three really, I'll throw a third one on. The United States Constitution, a calendar, and a map of the United States. These three things are the most important tools of any piece of the hip-hop career. The U.S. Constitution, even though they're trampling all over it today like crazy, in another 10 years, the Constitution will be rhetoric like the Declaration of Independence. It won't be law anymore. Just give it another 10 years. But I say that to say that the United States Constitution is one of the greatest documents ever written, ever. I know the part about slavery and the 3/5 human and all this nonsense, but I got some other theories for you, but I can't get into them now. But that document was not written by white people. White people were part of it. Oh, yes, they were. But the document itself was the principles of the Declaration of Independence was already Native American principles already set up nations, had already had these, we believe, you ain't supposed to be in my pocket. We believe you're supposed to be leaving me alone. I don't believe that I should be governed by somebody and I can't have no say in the government. I don't believe Native Americans were already living like this for thousands of years. Okay, let me give you this last technique. Damn, on this time. And what I'm doing is cutting into the questions and answers. I got to do this real quick. Because the other parts go nowhere if I don't give you this last piece. Past, present, future. The ability of the mind to escape this physical stuff here, all this. We're trapped in this. Here's how you move around. With your mind, with the real you, the U, capital Y, U. Start today to visualize, see yourself, close your eyes, take your mind to your younger you. Take your mind to your younger self. See some dramatic event that you went through in your younger years, say when you was 10 years old, and hover over yourself in your visualization. Give yourself love. Give yourself protection. Tell yourself stuff. Talk to your younger self. When you see that, when you start doing it, now if you keep this up, I'm talking to my younger me, talking to the younger me. Say you want to stretch it out 5 years. Every 5, you're going to do 5-year intervals. If you're 30, you're going to look back on the 25-year-old you. If you're 25, you're going to look back on the 20-year-old you. If you're 20, you're looking back on the 15-year-old you. If you continue this for the duration of your life, meaning in your meditation, every day or every week, you go and you visualize yourself 5 years back. And you give yourself peace and love and unity and all that good stuff, and hover over yourself and put miracles into your own life. That means that if you really do that starting from today, thinking back onto yourself and visualizing back onto yourself, that means that right now, as we speak in this room, the older you is over you now. The older you is over you right now in the future, visualizing backward on this very event. This is how you use your mind. The mind is real. Thoughts are real. Use them then. 5 years, go back. I do it all the time. And I'll only release that secret to this small audience right here. I've already visualized myself back in the Shan days battle. Sometimes I go back in my meditation and I visualize over myself in 87. I give myself protection. I give myself rhymes. I tell myself stuff. And this is why I look back and I say, wow, you know what? I was guided. I must have been my own guardian angel. Be a friend to yourself. If the 14-year-old you didn't make the right decisions, you couldn't sit here right now. If the 5-year-old you did not make the right decision, the 20-year-old you, the 30-year-old you would not exist. So, like me, I'm 40. I love the ring of that. Because I wanted to always be 40 when I was young. And I reached it. And now I feel good. I'm like, yes. Yes. It does work. It does work. All these weird philosophies and metaphysical, it works. It works. I visualize back on myself. Most of the events we do, I visualize back onto them. I know I'm hovering over myself today. I'm sending love to all of you in my higher self. I'm hoping that you all leave this place more inspired to be the real you. Don't be afraid of the challenges that are in front of you. Walk through them. You've already given yourself peace. You've already given yourself power. And let me tell you, this is where you see the miracles happening. And you're going to feel so good when you get into, like when you actually get into it. And then you start to see, you say, yo, I visualize that. Like right now, that's forward visualization. I'm talking about reverse visualization, where you're back 5 years and you're protecting yourself. And like I said, right now, even if you went home tonight and visualize yourself here, what you are doing to your psyche and your spirit, you are strengthening yourself. You are expanding your ability to be. You're not just here now. You are your past, your present, and your future. No one can take that from you. This is the key to success. Not rapping, breaking, graffiti writing, none of that. Skill will not get you anywhere. That's my time. Thank you very much for listening today. We'll take, did I eat up the questions? Maybe one question, or maybe I take a one group question and then keep it moving. We're going to be rocking this tonight. Good looking. So you guys should come out and get the second half of the lecture. This is the first half. And of course, you know, people will be coming in tonight. Hopefully we'll have a good crowd. But those who come in tonight, remember, they haven't heard what you heard. And what you heard are jewels. I wouldn't suggest you speak it to most people. Usually when information like this is given, we usually say, keep it a secret. Keep it a secret, keep it to yourself. Why? Because others, if they were not here, their ears were not supposed to hear it. If you are here, your ear was supposed to hear this. And I don't know why, but you know why you were supposed to hear this. So now take it and be real with it. Come on, give me a few questions. Any questions before we shut down to... Something pressing inside, revealing its truth. You know, first of all, it starts right here. I hope you left us your email address, possible phone number or something. We need some way to get back in touch with you, because this is a growing concern throughout the country and the world. And I don't want to say real hip hop, although I do want to say that. But I will say that let me say that those of the golden age, 1981 to 1991, everyone in between, all artists that came out in 81 and 91, we're still touring. We're still doing our thing. A lot of cats are overseas because other countries respect us more than the United States mainstream audience. The mainstream of other countries respect the underground of American art for some reason. So we make more money over there. We have a better living over there. That's where most people are at. But now that I have your information, I can update you as to where that real hip hop is. Who's playing where? When are discussions going down? What is the forefront, the cutting edge of the movement? Things that people are really doing. There's a lot of talk right now about radio and payola, which brings me to another piece here. Part of your frustration is political. The airwaves have been bought. Even a local artist like yourself is criminal, because you as a local artist is supposed to be able to go to your local radio station, put your CD on the table, and if they tell you we're going to play it next year at 8 o'clock, you'll wait for next year to 8 o'clock and get it played. But to not be able to walk to your local radio station and say, this is what's going on right here in Memphis right now. I'm from here. I'm local here. That's criminal. The FCC is supposed to guarantee the people's right. The community, the station, the airwaves belong to the people. So part of your frustration is political as well. They're shutting you down. There's only a certain kind of rap they want to play on the radio. And then on top of that, only a group of companies that these rappers are affiliated with that's actually being played. So when you say how you going to really get the word out? This brings me now to the next piece. Don't look for the mainstream. Forget MTV, forget BET, forget the local radio station, forget all that. We have now this new thing with the internet and the iPods and all of that. I used to shun at the iPods because I didn't understand the technology. But when I learned like what is possible with that, now everybody's walking around basically with a record store in their hand. Tower Records, they're dying. All these record stores you see are like, they should be so happy to the customers. I had to tell Tower Records the other day, I walked in, somebody, have an attitude. I'm like, do you realize that like next week somebody gonna walk in here and bulldoze this whole place? Like they're finished. It's over. iPod, music on the internet, it is freedom for the true MC right now. And this is where I would lead you to, into that entrepreneurial spirit, into, last piece on this, just for your own self. This is more personal. People front and they lie. They front and they lie. You stand there and you say, you may say peace, love, unity, having fun. Somebody else will walk in, man, that's bullshit, man. Man, we ain't fucking with that, man. I guarantee you 6 months later, you keep saying it. Peace, love, unity, having fun. Man, that's bullshit, man. Peace, love, unity, having fun. Oh, man, that's bullshit, man. Peace, love, unity, having fun. Man, why you keep saying that? Peace, love, unity, having fun. Come on, man, when you gonna peace, love, unity, having fun? Well, that's what this brother's about. Peace, love, unity, having fun. That's all he ever talk about. Peace, love, unity, having fun. Yo, if you really want peace, love, unity, having fun, you gotta go check my man over here, because that's all he been talking for the past year. Peace, love, unity, having fun. Damn, you know what? Maybe I should start saying that. Club was packed the other night. Peace, love, unity, having fun. Just stay your ground. Don't listen to none of this stuff because they lying. When I put out the Stop the Violence record off the By All Means Necessary album, and the whole industry told me I was crazy. The whole industry. They said, oh, he's contradicting himself because, I had Criminal Minded out, Guns Undercover. Then I told them the next album and it Stop the Violence. They didn't listen to the lyrics. Real Bad Boys Move in Silence and all of that stuff. But they said, oh, he's contradicting. Oh, he's this. Oh, he's that. But I already knew these techniques that I'm giving you right now. Forget them. They're not even here. The minute anyone who ever criticizes you, you know what the answer is or denies you? You just say, the future is laughing at you and walk away. Thanks for listening to us today. Absolutely. If you guys got any cameras, we'll take some photos, some flicks, and then I think they're going to kick us out for sound check. All right, peace. Thank you.